Hey guys, it's Kevin again. This is going to be my review for the mid-season premiere of The Fosters, Season 2, Episode 12, Over Under. And this episode, I was definitely looking forward to. I thought that it looked amazing. The promos looked amazing. It looked like it was going to be an amazing premiere. And the way ABC Family was promoting it, I was definitely looking forward to it. And this premiere was kind of disappointing, actually. There were a lot of things that I didn't like about it. Mainly that I feel like they should have only focused on one storyline this episode. I felt like the other storylines didn't get enough screen time and there wasn't enough happening to keep it interesting. There only should have been one storyline. That storyline that I wanted to tell was Callie's story. Now, the Brandon stuff, yeah, I really enjoyed it. And it's not that I didn't enjoy some of the other stuff. I really enjoyed some of the other plots tonight, but I would have only wanted it to have focused on Callie's storyline. That's what I would have wanted. But let's just get to this episode because I really enjoyed it. Overall, that is. I still really enjoyed it. It wasn't a bad, episode. It didn't feel like a premiere, though. It really didn't. But let's just get into it. So, basically, of course, I love the cliffhanger at the end of the Christmas episode with that ambulance. And we see right away that Sophia is trying to drown herself. And the ambulance made it seem like she was successful at that. However, we find out that the ambulance is actually not for Sophia, because we actually find out that Robert was so upset about what happened with Callie, that he was so upset that he upset Callie, he cared about her so much that he had a panic attack, and he called an ambulance, to make sure that, nothing bad happened to him, and they arrived to the house, and basically, it's unknown to everyone else that Sophia tried to drown herself, and I honestly felt like that was kind of a stupid twist. I understand why they did that, but it kind of just felt like a reason to keep Sophia on the show. It really did. I mean, it was cool what they did with Sophia, but it kind of just seemed like a cop-out. Like, they wanted to keep Sophia on the show because they really liked her character, and it really just seemed like to me that they didn't want to go for it. Like, they should have gone for it, and they didn't, and unfortunately, they didn't. So they come back we come back, and everything, and basically we see that, now Robert Quinn still wants full custody, and Steph and Lena are kind of upset about it. They're making sure that this does not happen, and it's very awkward between Callie and Brandon in the meantime. Now, I forgot about Lou. I'm going to be honest. I forgot about Brandon dating Lou and that whole thing going on. Now, Callie's trying to avoid Brandon after their kiss, but he found her and let her know that he wasn't rejecting her. He just doesn't want her to give up, and I honestly understand that. They basically tell her that the kiss was more of a friendship thing. It wasn't really a relationship thing. It was more of a don't give up thing. It was more of don't lose hope. There's still hope coming your way, and I really like that about Brandon. And I gotta say, Callie and Brandon, after this episode, I don't really want them together. I want them to be friends. I like what Brandon says to Callie in this episode. I definitely really enjoy it. I think what he says to Callie kind of sums up how I feel about their relationship, definitely. I think it was very, very good what he said to her. So, basically, then Steph visited Robert and his wife to get him to sign Callie's papers, but ended up angering him, and he told her that he's going to fight for custody no matter what. He's going to do whatever he can to get custody of Callie, and I understand where Robert's coming from. I understand he wants custody of her, but you can't force Callie into their family. You do kind of understand why, though, because it's all what Sophia wanted, and you can clearly see that Sophia is kind of unstable, so it does make sense why that's going on. So in the meantime, Lena and Steph are kind of arguing over Steph going over and angering Robert. Lena's also has something going on that I'll get to when we get to Jude's plot. I'll get to that when we get there. But basically, definitely it was very interesting what was going to happen there. My problem is the episode does not focus on that and as much as it should. It definitely is not focused on it as much as I wanted to. So, Callie walks in on Brandon playing the piano, and he told her about the summer program, although it's still unclear whether or not he'll be going. His band is planning on going on tour and everything, and we're not really sure if he's going to be going or not. A teacher also approached Brandon about a possible spot in a prestigious summer music program, and although it's a full scholarship, he's kind of hesitant to do it because of his hand injury. That's basically what he's not really sure if it's the right thing for him to do, because, his hand injury and everything. And in the meantime, Lou and Brandon just created this new song with Mariana's boyfriend, and the chemistry, you can definitely see that they have a lot of chemistry, and I kind of like Lou and Brandon together. I was kind of skeptical about them, but I really like them in this episode. I think they are very cute together, and I actually really like what's going on with them, definitely. I definitely really enjoyed it overall. So Basically, what ends up happening after that is that Mariana and Callie kind of have a talk before going to bed, and Mariana slips that Brandon and Lou are dating, and it kind of surprises Callie and upsets her a little bit. And I can understand why Callie's upset. I mean, 1 second Brandon really wants this to happen, and then the next second, it seems like he's with Lou. I can kind of understand why she feels betrayed, but Callie didn't want this, and she was with Wyatt, so I can understand why she has a reason to not be upset at Brian. I can understand both their points there. So then we get to the craziest scene of the episode, definitely. We have to talk about this, because this is just when things got crazy. While at her job, Callie saw Sophia before she had this whole thing with the Quins, where they're telling them that they might be able to get custody, but she tells them, she tells she tells the foster owners that the fosters are their family, and she doesn't want anything to change. So Sophia gets very upset by this, and literally what Sophia says is insane. What she says is so fucked up, and I really want to see more with Sophia after this episode. Sophia said if she did not forgive her, she'd kill herself, and Sophia literally, Callie's like, oh, you're just kidding. Sophia literally walks into traffic, causing an accident, and she was luckily not injured, and when her parents arrived, Callie told them specifically what happened. You see this look on Sophia's face, and she's just like, no, please, just don't tell them. Don't tell them what's going on. I don't need them to find out. And Callie, really is concerned about Sophia, and you can see her parents are kind of concerned about Sophia as well. And, basically, they plan on getting Sophia help after she told them that she can't do this anymore. She literally said to them she wants to die. And what's going on with her is so fucked up, but I really am looking forward to seeing where it goes. I definitely feel like Sophia is going to get some help. And I'm going to be honest, I want to see a Sophia-centric episode. I really do. I feel like they're not doing enough with this character, and there's more they could be doing with her, and I definitely want to see more with her. I understand it's only the beginning of the second half of the season, but I definitely feel like there's more they could be doing with her. And unfortunately, because the other plots going on in this episode, we didn't get enough with her. I just felt like there wasn't enough. So then we get to the last scene of the episode, and I thought this scene was actually very well done. Probably the best scene between Brandon and Callie, maybe the entire show. I really enjoyed the scene between them. I mean, really, what Brandon said to Callie is completely realistic. Brandon asks, Steph and Lena if he can go tour with his band during the summer. Callie kind of takes this as an insult. Basically she confronted him about giving up the scholarship because it seemed like he really wanted to do that whole scholarship thing. But it kind of turns into more of a breakup. He tells her that they're done, that he doesn't really want to be with her. I love the line where he says, you can't always have who you dream to be with. And I love that he said that because you can clearly see that Brandon's moving on. He doesn't want to be with Callie anymore. That's not what he wants. He cares about her. He really does love her like a sister, but Lou is his girlfriend, and that's who he cares about, and he's going to stay loyal to her. And I love seeing this with Brandon. I think we really have not seen this. We've seen a lot of Brandon going after Callie, and now it's kind of Callie chasing after Brandon, but he kind of shuts it down. I kind of feel like this is the end of the whole Callie and Brandon thing. I really feel like this is over. I feel like they're not getting back together anymore, and if that's true, then I'd be fine with that. I'd be fine if these two stay over. I'm actually going to be happy about that, because I was kind of concerned that they were just going to go back to that whole thing, and, at the end of the finale, and I'm happy they're not doing that, because I really enjoy what Brandon said to her, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing where this goes. So I really enjoyed Callie and Brandon's plot overall. That was really well done. The problem is that's not the only plot of this episode. Now, I really want to talk about what was going on with Mariana and Jesus in this episode, which I really didn't care about. I'm going to be honest. I care about what's going on with Jesus. What was going on with Mariana, I didn't really care about. Mariana, basically, long story short, make a long story short, she has this whole dance competition that she's in, and, basically, she's still struggling with her team dance moves, and her, Tia, her friend, reassures her that she'll be ready to go by the competition day. But, Tess and everyone, they're kind of trying to convince Mariana this is not going to work. They're kind of sidelining Tess a little bit, and it's not really nice what they're doing with Tess and everything. And, also going on is that her boyfriend, Matt, is kind of in this position where he doesn't know if they should be doing this. He doesn't know if this relationship is good for the band, and he's kind of worried that, because of what's happening with Lou and Brandon, that he doesn't want something bad to happen between them. And Mariana finds out that Lou and Brandon are dating this episode, obviously, like I said, in Callie's plot, she finds out. And basically what ends up happening is that they do the whole dance competition, and, basically, Everyone's panicking because T is not showing up for whatever reason. They don't really give a reason why, and that's, I think, because they didn't have enough screen time for those plots, and they didn't really care about them as much. Mariana saves the day using geometry, and the team ended up doing very well in the performance. However, she was sad when she noticed her brother wasn't in the audience, and that's because Haley was being very controlling. Not only was Haley being controlling, also because he wanted to see Anna, because he was at Anna's AA meeting while he's watching her talk about her dark past and trying to make her things better, and she very nonchalantly talks about how she is pregnant. And this is huge because only Jesus knows about this. Jesus is the only person that really knows that that Anna is pregnant, and I think that's actually very well done the way they do that. I actually really enjoyed that storyline. My problem is it didn't focus enough on that. It focused a lot more on Mariana's storyline. Mariana goes to Tia, tells her that she's sorry about what happened, that she's sorry she didn't stick up for her, and she revealed that she wanted to start a rival dance team at their school because she was sick of her captain's tyrant, and she quits the dance team. So that whole plot is over, and while that was well done, I kind of felt like it was kind of just a little bit underwhelming because I didn't care as much about the plot as I wanted to, and I cared about that plot before, but I really did not care about it in this episode. I cared a lot more about Callie and Brandon and Sophia. I definitely care more about that, and I definitely care more about what was going on with Jesus as well. I really care about that as well. And basically, Mariana let her brother know she missed him at the performance, and definitely Jesus needs to come clean her because Mariana has no idea what Jesus is doing. She has no idea that Jesus is seeing their mother, and he needs to come clean her about that. So Steph and Lena in this episode, that was basically their plot. Let's get to Steph and Lena's plot. Lena was going through a personal, they were going through some issues in this episode. I think this was probably one of the first times we've seen Steph and Lena actually have a legitimate fight. I don't think we've really seen them fight a lot, and we saw them fight in this episode. Basically, what's going on between the two of them is that Steph and Lena, Steph is kind of upset because Lena, of course, doesn't have her teaching job anymore, and Steph wants her to find a new job, but somehow Lena gets that job back, which I was just like, okay. Kind of a cop-out, but okay, she just randomly got her job back. Oh, that's fine, I guess. So yeah, she has her job back and everything, but also going on is Jude, and I really like what they did with Jude's plot in this episode. My problem is they don't show enough of it. They show like 3 scenes of it, and then it just went away. Basically, here's Jude's plot. Him and Connor, of course, we knew something happened at 10. Now, I thought it was something that had to do with Jude being gay, possibly. They completely shut that down in this episode, which I actually really enjoyed that plot, because the Fosters is kind of unpredictable, and I like when the Fosters did that. I like that they was kind of unpredictable, and it wasn't predictable what happened. What ended up happening, actually, was that, Jude and Connor saw 2 girls and started making out with them in the tent, and that's what ended up happening, basically. And Connor is pissed at Jude for telling his parents, and basically he wants nothing to do with Jude, and that's what ended up happening. That's literally all we see of that plot. We see that Lena has her job back and everything, and that's really what happened there. There's not really much to say besides that about what happened there, and it kind of is disappointing because I really like where they went with that plot, and basically they were playing a game. They were playing a game with the 2 girls. Also, I forgot to say that they were playing a game with these 2 girls. They started making out with them, and kind of just dropped it after that. And I was kind of upset they just dropped it because I'd say we were like 20 minutes into the episode, and then they just dropped it. And I was like, okay. I was kind of upset about what happened there. Kind of a letdown because, and I think the problem with this episode was that there was simply too much going on. There was. They didn't know how to focus. Before they've known how to focus on these storylines, and it seems like now they don't know how to focus on like 3 storylines. They should have focused on Callie, Sophia, and Brandon's storyline. That's the storyline I cared about the most. If they would have focused on that in this episode, then I probably would have loved this episode. But besides that, I didn't like the episode because I didn't really love the episode as much as I want to. I really liked the episode. I didn't love it though. And I didn't hate the episode or anything. I really enjoyed it overall. But it definitely had a lot of problems. I really would have wanted them to focus more on Callie and Sophia and Brandon's plot. And honestly, not too much happened in this episode. I mean, besides the whole thing with Sophia and Brandon saying no to Callie, and Mariana quitting her dance team, not too much happened, and at the same time, too much happened. I didn't care about Mariana and Jesus' storyline. Definitely, though, Jesus needs to come clean to Mariana. I'm definitely looking forward to that. What I'm not looking forward to is the return of Wyatt. I'm not looking forward to that at all. Wyatt apparently is back, and he's going to want Callie back, and they're going to try to run away together again. I really don't want that to happen. That was such a dumb storyline. I really like where it went in season 1, but it's kind of like a been there, done that, and I kind of feel like the Fosters doesn't really know what it wants to do now. It doesn't. I feel like they have so many ideas, and they just don't know what to focus on, and if they want to focus on the Callie storyline, great, because I really am enjoying the Callie and Sophia storyline, and I really hope they don't just get rid of it. My fear is that they're just going to get rid of that storyline, not focus on it anymore, and if that's true, I'm going to be pretty pissed if they do that, because I really want them to focus on that storyline. And guys, I am not trying to bash the show here. I'm just saying that I'm just kind of worried now for the show. I'm worried for this season. I'm worried for the direction they're going to go in, and I really hope that this works. I really hope that these storylines continue to work, because I'm slowly starting to lose interest in some of the storylines. I didn't really care about Mariana's storyline. I didn't really care about and Jude's storyline I really want to care about, but they're not focusing on it enough. It's a really good storyline. Jesus' storyline I'm really enjoying as well. I didn't really care about Haley, though. I didn't understand why that scene was even in there. Like, Haley just controlling him. That's why he said no to going to Mariana's dance thing. That's not why he said no. He said no because he's going to, to Anna's AA meeting. That's the only reason why. He didn't say no because of Haley. So I didn't really see what the point of that scene was. Maybe it's just to show that Haley's a terrible girlfriend. I don't know. I like the plot with Mariana and her boyfriend. Now I can't remember his name, but I really do like the two of them together. I like seeing Lou and Brandon together. I love what Brandon said to Callie. That was probably my favorite scene in the episode. And the other thing was Sophia. That was very well done as well. But let me know what you guys saw of this premiere. I was kind of mixed about it. Wanted to like it more than I did, and I didn't. That's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in my next video, which will be my review for tonight's episode of Eye Candy. So I will see you guys for that. Okay, bye.